before I get fully started here. While I'm doing that,
Folder view list. Op Studio. Microsoft Teams 27 of 63. Team viewer 28th location. MSFS 5th. Microsoft Flight Simulator 62 of 63.
Go ahead and try to at least start up
Explorer.x dialog. The group or resources not in the correct state to perform the requested operation. OK button. App start cursor. Normal cursor. App start cursor. Folder view list. Microsoft Flight Simulator 62 of 63. Normal cursor.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Avoid of game tooltip. Microsoft Flight Sim. Context open O. Send with backup that move the drop shred. Run as a pin to start. Run as a minute. Folder view list. Microsoft.
Alright, let's just see what happens here. Open YouTube. Stand by for a moment, you guys. Just want to make sure everything's on the up and up here. Alright, let's make sure our stream's working.
Normal cursor.
Double tap to edit period. Use the rotor to access misspelled words. Double tap to edit period. Use the rotor to access misspelled words. Double tap to edit period.
Explorer.
Okay, so here we are. It looks like everything is alright, very good. Let's turn this up more. See what happens. Okay, good deal. Alright. So I know we're working there. And what we're going to do is I'm going to set up a flight and show you guys how to do that from the menu all the way to just doing a flight. We're just going to do something simple. Nothing too super long. That way the video ain't forever. So when you first start out, now I'm going to go on this as if you've already got the accessibility all set up. I'm not going to go through all those settings. If you're not sure about all the settings that you need to have on and what you need to have on or what you need to have off, you can let me know and I'll do a accessibility rundown for Microsoft 2020 and show you what to set up and whatnot. Alright, so we're going to go as of now though that you've already got accessibility set. Okay, so we're on the main menu and you gotta, well we will be. Right now it's doing its little load thing, and sometimes I'll check, like if Microsoft was a crash or something, you would have to hit OK on normal startup, and you got to kind of play around with the stick on that when that happens. But I believe we're just waiting for it to
Recognizing result document. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah, so
Flight Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Simulator. Here it would have said something.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 62. MSFS 52. Ops 27.2. Untitled Notepad. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.2. Explorer. Ops 27. Untitled Notepad. Row 1 column. Microsoft Flight Simulator 1.24. Microsoft.
There we go. So sometimes it takes a minute. It's one of them things, I guess. If at any time you got questions about any of this that I do, I'm going to encourage you to leave your comments down below so that I can answer questions on their video, or if you need me to email you, just let me know, leave a comment, and I'll reach back out to answer any questions that you might have in regards to setting up the flight and all that stuff. Now I am using a controller as well. I've got, you can use the Xbox or PlayStation controller. Either one will work. And I've got a controller plugged in, and I use that for 90% of what I do on 2020 as far as going through things, setting up a flight, setting the IFR, setting the runway. I do that all with the controller. So now, while I am waiting, I want to encourage you to subscribe to the channel. The channel is going to actually have new stuff happening, and you really want to be a part of that, because there are things that we're going to be doing that's going to be more than just doing a flight in the sim itself. There's going to be external things getting connected to the channel, and etc. So you want to be a part of, you know, the BVIpilots channel here. So make sure you tap on the subscribe button, join us here, become a part of this, and cause it's all about you. It's all about you guys showing your support. That's what really, you know, inspires me to keep going forward, along with others that do videos, you know, that are connected to, you know, the BVIpilot community, all the way from Declan over to, you know, you got Marshall, you got Jesse, you got well, the developer, I've not heard much from him, but he's still there. He's, you know, doing his thing. So either way, subscribe to the channel, set your notifications, all that good stuff. Let's see if this is ready yet. I don't think it is. Almost. It's almost done here. Sometimes there's these smaller little updates that it'll push through. And so sometimes you might see something that worked a little bit better that didn't really go into, like, you know, the big update, but so
Welcome
anyways,
menu.
here we go.
Page 1 of
All
3.
right, so we're at the main menu, and what we're going to do now is I'm just going to show you some of this stuff real quick. Again, I'm not going through. I'm not going to go through all these. Okay, so when you use your controller, and if you
World. Discovery flights.
right and left there,
Button
I'll
107.
take you to the first row here. So on the very first icon,
Discovery flights.
Discovery
Button
Flights.
107. World map.
Right arrow.
Button
you got
307.
World map.
Create a flight plan and
Come back
explore
to
the world in
left,
pre-flight
go
mode.
down.
Flight training.
Flight
Button
training.
7 of 7.
That's
Learn
really
fundamental
out of the
skills and
question
techniques to fly
for
like a
those of
professional.
us that are visually impaired. We can't really follow it.
Press B to quit to desktop. Activities.
Activities.
Button 6 of 7. Marketplace. Button 4 of
Marketplace,
7.
and that's where you get upgrades.
Flight training. Button 7 of. Discovery flights.
Stuff like that.
Button 1 of 7.
And then if you want to get up to the other part
Enjoy
of
an
the
easy
window,
airborne
the
flight
other
around iconic and
icons,
beautiful locations.
You got to hit the left. On the
Press
front
B
of
to
it,
quit
you
to
got
desktop.
two
Press LS to read support and release notes.
buttons on each corner. You want to hit the left corner button, which is above your left joystick on the front corner. So hit the left button.
Options menu. Page 3 of
Takes
3.
you to options
General
menu,
option. Assistance options. Controls options.
General assistance,
Button 3 of 3.
control options.
General options.
You can back out
Button
of
1
that
of
by
3.
hitting
Press B to go back.
by hitting B. Again, B is your bottom right button.
Welcome menu. World map. Button 3 of 7.
And then you're back to that.
Create a flight plan and explore the world in pre-flight mode.
If you use your stick,
Press
and
B to
went
quit to desktop.
up a little bit.
World map. Button 3 of 7. Create a flight plan and explore the world in pre-flight mode. Options. Button. Discovery flights.
Okay, right up
Button
from
1 of
Discovery
7.
Flights,
Options. Button.
you have options,
Profile. Button.
and if you go to the left
Options.
of options
Button.
stick,
Profile. Button.
you got profile,
Welcome. Button.
and there's a welcome button. I don't know what that really entails, but
World map. Button
we're going to go to
307.
world map. So I'm going to right arrow,
Create a discovery flights.
right to the
world
right,
map.
discovery and world
Button
map. So
307.
I'm going to hit A,
World map. Button 307.
and now we're on the window.
Create a
where we're
flight plan
setting
and
the
explore
flight
the world in
plan.
free
So
flight
we're gonna do
mode.
a short flight. We're going to do
Press
one
B to
from
go back.
Indianapolis.
So, aircraft selection and customization
So,
menu.
I'm going to go
Button.
down from the customization.
Current aircraft is
menu,
Textron Aviation. Search bar. Text
and
entry
it says
field.
search bar. From there,
Select to enter text.
I'm going to type in KIND. And I'm going to down arrow.
/Indianapolis INTL
And there it
Indianapolis.
is. The airport. So I'm going to hit enter. You'll hear it make that ding noise. And then hit your right arrow on your keyboard.
Runways.
It
Button.
says runways. You want to hit A on runways.
Press ESC to go back. Press F12 to
And then use your left stick and move down.
Runways.
Just barely move
Button.
down.
runway 5R. 9,993 feet of asphalt.
There it is. I'm going to hit A on the runway.
Set as departure.
It's going to say
Button.
set as departure. Hit A again.
Press B to go.
Slide to answer.
Okay, so we did that. Then we'll go back to the search and we'll left arrow.
Search bar.
3 p.m.
Text entry
Search
field.
bar.
Notification.
Select to enter text.
I always backtrace a little bit. And now we're going to do KSDF. Kilo Sam Delta Foxtrot.
Notifications.
And I'm going to hit down arrow.
KSDF/Louisville INTL
There
standard
it is,
by Louisville.
Louisville, right there. So I'm going to hit enter. And then I'm going to right arrow.
Runways. Button.
Runways, hit A. And went down arrow just a little
Runways.
bit.
Button. Runway 17L.
17L.
8,581 feet of
I'm
asphalt.
going to hit A.
Set as departure.
Then
Button.
I'm going to down arrow from set as departure
Press B to go back.
with the left
Press X
stick.
to reset. Set as arrival.
Set as arrival and hit A. Now we've got our airport set up. One thing left to do. Now, you can go left arrow.
Search bar. Text entry
Well, we
field.
got to select our plane too. Let's look at this.
Select
you go
to enter
left
text.
arrow, and then you go up from the search box.
VFR. Direct. GPS.
VFR Direct GPS. That's the way it would fly if you didn't do anything. Now you can customize it by hit A, get on. So you're going to get on it, hit A, and then move your stick up just a little bit. Your left joystick, move it up just a little bit.
VFR. Direct.
And
GPS.
when it says it again, hit A again, and
VFR.
then use your stick and go down.
Direct. GPS.
Direct GPS,
Vor to Vor.
VOR to VOR,
IFR.
IFR. I'm going to hit A, and I'm going to down arrow a little bit more with the stick.
Low altitude airways. High altitude airways.
Oh, I went too far. I'm going a little bit.
Low altitude airways.
Low altitude airways. Hit A, and there we go. Now look at this. I'm going to move off of it.
Aircraft selection and customization
Move
menu.
back to it and go down.
IFR. Low altitude
IFR,
airways.
Low altitude airways. So now let's go up.
Aircraft selection and customization
Aircraft
menu.
selection and customization menu.
Current aircraft is Textron
Currently
Aviation Cessna
aircraft
172 Skyhawk
Cessna
G1000.
172. We're going to use that one because I like that plane
Press B
so
to go
much.
back.
So
Press
I'm
X to
gonna
reset.
Show
Press
you
menu
one more
button to
thing
fly.
about runways.
Press view.
I'm going to right
Flight
arrow
conditions.
towards
Button.
the flight conditions, and I'm going to left arrow.
Flight conditions.
3 notifications.
Go up from flight
Select to
conditions.
customize weather conditions, time of day, and if other multiplayer or AI traffic will be visible during flight.
Then you got to move around a little bit
Approach.
to find
Automatic.
it. Right there, where it says approach automatic. I'm going to hit A. Now it's not going to say nothing, and then I'm going to move my stick and go up a little bit.
Approach. Automatic.
Get on approach automatic again, hit it again, A, and now I'm going to use my stick and go down.
Automatic. ILS 17L.
ILS 17L,
ILS 17R.
see? Now, if I was in a jet, it would take it to ILS. So let me show you what happens if it can't do ILS. We're going to select ILS by hitting A,
Switch.
and now we can go
Flight
over,
conditions. NAV log. Plot.
down the
Button.
fly, hit A, and And now, when it starts out, I'm going to show you how you can shut the plane off in case you're flying for an airline or something, virtual airline. So, you're going to wait for it to get on the runway. And then what I do is I get my finger over on the keyboard, put my finger on E, and also my thumb on the control and shift so I can, well, I'll show you. Once it gets on the runway.
Indy Tower Cessna
Alright,
Alpha
we're on the
Sierra
runway.
X-Ray Golf Sierra Alpha at runway 55 ready for departure.
Ready to fly.
IFR to stand
Button.
Now,
Cessna Alpha Sierra, X-ray
I'm
Golf,
going to wait a
Sierra
minute.
Alpha, altimeter 30.13 wind 125 at 29er.
Alright, music's
Cleared for
gone,
takeoff,
so I'm going to hit
runway,
A,
swipe right.
and then Control Shift E. That shuts it off. See there?
Button.
Now, we're not in
Objectives.
AI. AI is not on. It's off right now because we shut the plane off. Okay? Well, and it starts out with AI off. Alright, so let's say I was working for an airline. I'd go over, I'd set what I'm doing. And then when I'm ready to go,
American 19er 80, follow the aircraft.
I'm going to do
Final.
Control Alt X. It's going to start this plane up and it's going to take
Cleared to
off.
land runway,
Before
swipe
I
left.
do that, I need to get TFM, even though it
Cleared to land
partially
runway
works, but it
5,
works
left
enough to tell us what we need to know. So I'm going to do was it Windows E, I think?
American 19er 80 exit runway when able.
This PC window. Items view list. Folders
Yeah,
grouping
hold on a
expanded.
second. I'm gonna
Devices
get-
and drives grouping expanded. OS. Preview. Items. Flight simulator. SAT back. FSU.
FSUIC.
Normal cursor. Items view list. FSUI PC 7.x6.
And I'm going to run the
App
EXE
start cursor.
for
FSUI PC graphics. Normal cursor.
7.
Loading airport database. Number 1 generator off. FSUI PC 7.
And then
FSUI PC 7 row 1. FSUI PC 7 window. Items. FSUI PC 7.
Unround.
Microsoft Flight Sim. Objectives.
all right.
Total fuel
so TFM is
168.0
going.
pounds. 28.0 gallons. Total fuel flow 0. Next wave.
Okay. Sorry about that. Alright, so once you hit Control Alt X, this thing is going to go. So here we go. Control Alt X.
Parking brake off. Number 1 starter engaged. Number 1 fuel valve open. Number 1 ignition on. Number 1 starter off.
And here we go. We're taking off down the runway.
22 knots. 34 knots. 45 knots. 55 knots.
4:09 p.m.
65 knots. 73 knots. Glide slope is alive. NAV1 has localizer. Localizer is alive. Runway heading 324. NAV1 has glide slope. Airborne. 80 knots.
And there we go. Taking off. And you would just do your flight until you get to where you're going. If you guys have questions, by all means, leave comments down below. What I'm going to do, if you're ever done, I'm going to show you guys a trick too, real quick. On the controller, you can hit the middle right-hand button, like the start button, or the menu button. If you hit that,
Options
it's
menu.
going to
Page
go
1 of
options
0.
menu. Now, what I do is when I get to that, I take my left stick, move
Activities.
up for like 2
Button
seconds,
1 of 4.
move to the right like 3, 1, 2,
Test your
3,
skills.
let go.
Social panel. Button. Notifications.
And then I
Button.
hit the Y button, and then A
Ah,
real
FSUI
fast.
PC 7
and
console
that
log
takes you
terminal
back
blank.
to the main menu.
This will
Okay?
return you to the main menu.
So that
you
is
want to
how you
continue.
do that.
Next waypoint. Stop distance. 0
assistance
nautical
options.
miles. Bearing 0 degrees.
3 of
0
4.
seconds. Avionics master off. Parking brake on.
Unround.
Battery master off.
Hold on.
Press B to quit to desk. Quit Flight Simulator. Are you sure you want to exit Flight Simulator? Welcome menu. Page 1 of 3. Yes. Activities. Button 6 of 7. Test your skills with landing challenge. Pop-up window with 2 options. Quit Flight Simulator. Are you sure you want to exit Flight Simulator? Yes. Button. Activities. Button 6 of 7.
Wrong button. I'm trying to
Test
hit
your
yes.
skills with landing
Hold on.
challenges. Pop-up window with 2 options.
Are you sure you want to exit?
Quit Flight Simulator. Are you sure you want to exit Flight Simulator? Yes. Button.
Alright, and that exit. So there you have it. That's how you do the accessibility.
Untitled Notepad. Ops 27.
That should
Ops
help
20.
you get started. I hope that helped you guys. Be
Start
sure to
recording.
like,
Check. Stop
share,
streaming. Checkbox checked.
subscribe, and